Now, if I was a proper media review channel, I would definitely be paying attention. I would definitely be doing episodic reviews of the Rings of Power, because this right here, oh boy, it has been dominating a lot of my media consumption. I've been listening to reviews, checking them out from a bunch of different sources, mostly because the original trilogy, you guys, I talk about it on a regular basis. It's fantastic, okay? It collected together Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King, all together, the finest piece of media ever released. Peter Jackson deserves sainthood for that right there. He performed 3 miracles that we actually had a trilogy released in the 21st century, actually hell, in Hollywood in general, that was of the same quality throughout. There was no dip. There was nobody going, well, actually, Temple of Doom's not that bad. If you forgive the half of Return of the Jedi, no, you don't have to make any concessions with that. It's brilliant throughout. And the fact that 20 years on, it still stands undefeated and untarnished, even with the Hobbit trilogy that came out 10 years afterwards, which still looks like a worthy successor in the face of Rings of Power, which, bro, at the time of recording, we haven't got the series finale yet, but I've watched so much content, and I'm definitely looking forward to EFAP's big breakdown of episodes 7 and 8 coming up this weekend. At time of recording, don't know when this video is going to be coming out. I have it scheduled, but all that said and done. Season 2, unless they do something fantastic, which I just don't think that they have the talent to do, is going to be worse than season 1, because you had the opportunity, you had all of the money, you had all of the resources to do something really cool, really special with the sack of Eregion, and you put to screen quite possibly the worst battle, not just since 2019's The Long Night, Game of Thrones' first of multiple sequential black eyes to cap off season 8. It might actually be worse than that. Nobody ever thought that it could be possible that The Long Night could be eclipsed when it comes to just an episodic TV battle being worse than that, but no amount of stupidity could have been thought up in people's wildest imaginations with episode 7, season 2 of Rings of Power. Bro, Elrond makes out with his future mother-in-law. What are we doing? Now, I understand that there was a setup for that, right? Like, he needed to pass a pin off to Galadriel so she could go ahead and pick her handcuffs so she could escape, but you could set that up in other ways. Like, there could be a hug, there could be an embrace after you leave. Oh my god, get this, right? Like, there's an active invasion going on and they decide to just meet on the battlefield. Just every aspect of that. Or just, go throughout season 2, setting up Mike Ehrmantraut, right? The big cave troll that is supposed to be based on Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad. Oh my god, it's so stupid. But then have him hit the battlefield, kill like 3 elves and then ultimately go down to Don Lemonlass? Like, what are we doing, okay? It's so dumb. Or have trebuchets fire at a mountain, which, just to break that down, it's so stupid. Break pieces off of a mountain, dam up a river that just immediately becomes dry enough to cross with a full orc army. Like, it's so dumb. It is cataclysmically stupid. And here's my early prediction. This is why I want to get this out before the finale comes out, because, okay, at the end of the episode, I don't care about spoilers because nobody cares about the show. Nobody's watching this fucking thing. Adar ends up with Ninya, Galadriel's Ring of Power. Okay, he ends up with that at the end of the episode. I think this is my big-brained guess, because I think it would piss off the most people. Ergo, I think that this is the direction that they're going to be going after we see such comments like this. Adar's going to put on the Ring of Power, and he's going to get cleansed of all the evil that he has been subjected to, as he's apparently, according to the source material, which is so cool. That's the one good thing about Rings of Power, okay? That has got a lot of people, myself included, to engage with a lot of the Second Age lore and how much cooler that stuff is. But Adar is, it's a truncated version of a word of one of the first elves that becomes corrupted and then is the precursor to orcs. But the way that the Rings of Power is running with it is that orcs are just corrupted elves. And oh my god, one of the orcs turning to Adar during the sack and saying, "Father, I thought you loved us." So stupid. It is so cataclysmically stupid. No, I think Adar is going to put on the ring and then he's going to get cleansed of his evil and his corruption, and he's going to be Celeborn. He's going to be Galadriel's long-thought dead husband. That's my thought, okay? I have nothing to base that on, but then again, I know about as much. I probably know more about the source material than the people writing and directing this tripe. Just when you think it can't get any dumber, you have the warrior High King Gil-galad show up in a dickhead helmet, like... fucking shit, bro. It's so bad. It is so bad. But yeah, the Lord of the Rings of Power. Don't even put the Lord of the Rings on this stuff. It's Rings of Power. It's Amazon's vanity project. It's fanfic trash, okay? Elrond actor Robert Aramayo says intention behind Elrond kissing Galadriel was the controversy. They wanted to do something controversial to get people talking about this dead show. It was intentional. It was purposeful to go ahead and do something so repugnant, to do something that is so anti-Tolkienian, to get people talking. You know you're desperate when. Actor Robert Aramayo, who plays Elrond, the guy who's been characterized as being a politician, is now out there in his, North Face puffer jacket armor. Like, look at this shit. It's terrible. Trash. No, man, he's like big cool. They fought Barrow-wights earlier this season. The Barrow-wights that are supposed to be spirits of the fallen kings of Anur. Long story short, they're not supposed to be there. But they're there because the Barrow-wights are cool. Recently claimed that the intention behind the scene showing his character kissing Morfydd Clark's Galadriel was the controversy. YouTuber Nerd Cookies, aka Elaine, shared a clip in this scene to X and wrote, "Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, you sweet summer child, it can always get worse." Yeah, and in the grand scheme of things, like, there's more context behind it, but it doesn't help improve it. You need to pass something along. There's other things that you could have done, but no, these are the people, okay? Amazon. Jennifer Salke, the way that you guys promoted this season as being directed all by female directors, and several of the recent episodes also being directed by 2 female directors. It's all about shipping. It's all about relationships when you should be telling all of these epic tales from the Second Age. No. You want Galadriel. Oh my God. You want to see Elrond and Durin get together and show each other the true meaning of Kazapun. And now you want mother and son-in-law to make out because you're all deranged. Cool. In a YouTube video discussing the scene, she also commented, "This didn't need to happen. This was specifically contrived by the showrunners to elicit a certain reaction. It is antagonistic at this point. It is woefully malicious to insert this into the show. They knew very well what they were doing. Most fans know that, this is Elrond's mother-in-law locking lips. They know that. Payne and McKay, yes, JD Payne and Patrick McKay, the showrunners know this. They have read the books. That's what they say. I don't know if I believe them. They know very well what they're doing. This is willful intent to bastardize Tolkien's work and antagonize its fans. You are eliciting a reaction and you deserve to be mocked. We're going to mock you today." Yeah, exactly. But yes, going ahead to what Aramayo had to say about this, the idea that the kiss was used as a distraction, with 2 orc guards watching the interaction take place that would have seen the handoff between the brooch passing from Elrond's hand to Galadriel's, is exactly how Aramayo attempts to justify the scene while speaking to Tech Radar, the outlet's Tom Power, which is a great name wasted on a soy-filled cuck. Considering Elrond uses the kiss as a tactical ploy, he gives Galadriel a sigil pin during the smooch so she can free herself from the handcuffs and chains later in the episode. But she wasn't the only person that was tied up in chains. Master Smith, Celebrimbor, in his forge with all of his tools available to him, couldn't find a more convenient way to break out of handcuffs, so he decided to cut off his own thumb. He's a smith. He's the Smith. Holy shit, this show is stupid. Anyways, some sections of the Lord of the Rings global fan base can see the reasoning behind his decision. He's supposed to be a political mastermind too. This is Elrond. Okay, Elrond's quite seasoned at this point in time, and he thought the only way that he could pass a sigil to Galadriel was to finger blast her while she was being held captive by orcs. Jesus Christ. Aramayo concurred, that's definitely his motivation. It's also a really heightened moment because Elrond thinks that's the last time he's ever going to see her, so it's emotional as well. That whole scene is so contrived. He then declared, but the intention behind is exactly that, the controversy. It's the last thing you would expect him to do in that moment. And if you're in a dangerous situation, surrounded by your enemies doing something as shocking as that is going to disarm them. No, you're standing around a bunch of orcs, and even they were disgusted because they've been around Galadriel and they know that she doesn't deserve anywhere near that type of decent treatment. It's a good ploy on Elrond's part. If you earnestly believe that, you deserve to be on the show because that is stupid logic. But thankfully, okay, people who actually have respect for the lore, people who have respect for Tolkien, for the legacy of Lord of the Rings, won't have to deal with this shit much longer. And no, I'm not just talking about one more planned episode of season 2. The fact is that, yeah, season 3 is very much still going to happen, okay? A couple years from now, we're more than likely going to be talking about this nonsense. I don't know how many people are going to be watching, because you take a look at the new Nielsen data, shows a massive decline in watch time from Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power between season 1 and season 2. Yeah, because we know that even from the beginning of the series, right, like there was a 63% completion rate. There was also, what was it, the Samba TV rating showing that a 50%, 60 if you go ahead and make an apples to apples comparison instead of a 6 to a 5-day comparison. Half of the audience tuned out between season premieres, but now there's an even bigger drop off thanks to the Nielsen ratings, more accurate, more complete, holistic approach to the ratings. All right, then. New viewership data from Nielsen reflects other data points that show Prime Video's I'm not even going to put that there. Rings of Power has lost a significant amount of its viewers between the first and second seasons. But no, bro, it's more canonically accurate, and there's more big battles. That's what people wanted, because that's what Tolkien's about. Nielsen reported back in 2022, following the show's 2-episode premiere, that it brought in 1.253 billion minutes watched. Now, that data tracking firm is reporting that Season 2's 3-episode premiere only brought in 1.015 billion minutes watched by user, or ex-user. Now it's known. And yeah, we have the charts right here. We got the charts, we got the documents. And here we have making a different comparison to another Prime Video show. Okay, you had past December's season 2 of Reacher getting 1.687 billion minutes watched, as compared to Rings of Power, 1.015 billion minutes watched on the same number of episodes. And I'm pretty sure Reacher runs an hour per episode. So yeah, you have about as close of a comparison as you can possibly get. Second season, hour-long episodes. The only thing that's different is the popularity levels of each show. Both are adaptations, by the way. But yeah, just following on with other stuff that, you know, now it's known as a significant drop in Rings of Power season 1, 2 episodes premiere viewership. Yeah, we were going to talk about that, obviously. Yeah, Prime waiting for audience reactions before deciding their next step. A Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power star Ismael Cruz Cordova, who may or may not be dead. Don't know. I'm sure we're going to figure it out. He was only stabbed twice by a Dar, but we need diverse elf, right? That's what's important moving forward, not telling a good story. It's just, listen, we lost a nameless Asian lady elf who died like Boromir. Holy Christ, they stole that. And then also stole Bronn from season 2, Game of Thrones, the Battle of the Blackwater. Arguably, I would say probably the best battle that they ever did. Watchers on the Wall is a better episode. The battle itself, I think it's better, but I'd actually have to go back and watch. Like, it's 1 and 2 for me. As far as I know, yeah, they did confirm we're going for season 3. I haven't seen any scripts, though. Would love to, and I'm pretty sure we're going for a 3rd. Yeah, so he's talking with the royal we that, yeah, we're looking at season 3. So season 3 is still very much out there. It's just, what are they going to do with seasons 4 and 5, which we've also heard, and I've talked about it before, that they're committed to all 5 seasons. Amazon is going ahead with the original plan on this. It's just, are they going to be 8-episode seasons? Are they going to be hour-long episodes? Or are we going to get, you know, in quick succession, seasons 4 and seasons 5 with 5 episodes apiece? Half an hour, maybe? Or maybe just 2 large, multi-hour seasons of TV? Because talked about this as well. Also, rushing through a lot of the source material. For as much as Amazon wants to say that, hi, guys, it's the #1 series worldwide on Prime Video, but it's the #1 series worldwide on our own series, or on our own streamer. Just don't look at any other numbers that are out there that shows that, yeah, old reruns on Netflix are beating the brakes off of it. Prison Break, Prison Break, show that's been off the air for longer than a decade, is beating the brakes off of us. And a streaming site that touts on the regular that it has over 150 million 150 million subscribers. Yeah, good stuff. You're the #1 series on your own platform. All it cost was $1 billion. Yeah, man, I'm going to be morbidly curious as to what happens with the season finale. Actually, I'll be eagerly anticipating the reviews of that. And my expression will look not too dissimilar to Celebrimbor right there, just wondering how much more they can screw up, okay? Because he's he's very likely dead at the end of this season. Given the fact that Sauron can just out of nowhere now command, what was it, like 6 or 8 different elves to just commit seppuku right then and there. Talk about, not paying attention to any of your power levels, because I'd imagine he's definitely going to be able to whip out that power again. Oh yeah, definitely. If you're a master manipulator, but yet you also have the ability at any given time to just go ahead and go yeet yourself, why would you bother smooth talking anybody? But no, they're going to have to wrap that up. Gandalf's going to have to get his name. They're going to have to expose the Dark Wizard as being Saruman, which is just equally stupid. But hey guys, in the appendices it said that maybe Saruman went to the East once, so what, he set up an entire kingdom during one of his travels? Trying to purge Rune of the stores? Like, okay, weird. So they got to wrap that up. Got to either further tease or debut the Balrog down in Khazad-dûm, which, can't deal with the aftermath of the sack of Eregion, and figure out what the hell's going on with the Isildur and his, sloppy seconds down in Mordor. Like, what are we doing, man? This is a total clusterfuck. But at this point in time, I'm totally here for it, because it's been highly entertaining watching how bad they can fumble this. Just when you think, just like Nerd Cookies pointed out, just when you thought it couldn't get worse. Oh, sweet summer child. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.